Welcome back to Friends of the Pod. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our Cthulhu by Gaslight adventure from the newly released Dust and Blood. I wonder what adventure this is. This is the Dust one. This is the one about dust.
Yeah. Now I get it.
I kind of guessed that it
Guess
was.
what the second one's about? I won't tell. Last week we were introduced to our investigators who are all Victorian employees of Humbert Lange's dust yard, the Victorian equivalent of a trash place, a refuse place. And while
Waste
we were,
management facility.
right, as they say in New Jersey. During last week's recording, during the break, Mary Lou said she had a garbage story, and then we've gone hours without hearing the story. So I think that that's the best way we can possibly kick off today's session with the garbage story.
Let's hear
My
it.
garbage story. So when I was in preschool, so I'm like 3 or 4, right? My dad took me along once to dump like maybe an old couch or something at the landfill. So exciting. Best day ever. Loved it. He's got a big truck. I got to ride in the truck. We got to go to the landfill. Very cool. And then I went to school and told everybody that my dad was a garbage man. And he's an architect. And so we, had one of those like back to school or parent teacher meetings. And they were like, so you're a garbage man. And he was like, no, what? Huh? But I had gotten it into my mind and told everybody that my dad was a garbage man because I thought that was the coolest thing in the whole world. And
Way cooler than architect.
Way cooler than architect. And I was like pretty disappointed to find out that he was not a garbage man. I pictured that's where you go to work. Like that's where my dad works. Is in the trash. At the landfill with all the mountains and mountains of trash. So that's my garbage story.
Cool. That's the garbage story. Were you expelled for lying?
I should have been. But they were too lenient. They were too lenient with me, which is why I'm like this now. They should have wrapped my knuckles with a ruler. But they encouraged my creativity and imagination. So that's why I'm poor.
Now we're stuck with her. Folks.
Yeah. Huge mistake.
Right. Anybody else have a garbage story? A good trash story. Not a trashy story. We all have those. I'm talking about a real garbage-related story that will knock your socks off.
Real good trash story.
I can't think
How
of
many times have you had to dig through the trash for your retainer?
Thankfully, 0. I'd never put that back in my mouth nor my hands.
I'm somewhere probably between 5 to 10, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have
Happens a lot.
we have raccoons that are just wily, and they will find a way into the trash. I've taken great pains, and now finally I've got the better of them. But there's just it's a real mess. We got to clean up. Just
what's
like
your secret?
Eating diapers with coffee grinds. I put the trash in the shed. But one time I put the trash in the shed.
They're gonna get in that shed.
Well, I left the shed door open, and it was like 7:30, early at night. Just got a little bit dark out, and I look out there, and I was like, "Shit!" I left the shed door open. Hold on. I walk out to the shed.
Garbage orgy.
It was like a David Lynch movie. I turn the corner. I'm like, something's wrong in the shed. And all I saw was this shadow move. And I was like, hey, I'm like, he's in the shed. He's in the shed trying to get into the trash. And I backed up and he just came rolling out of there. I wish I had a gun. I hate him so much.
I like the way they walk. That's sort of
They do walk. I saw one in LA a couple years ago that was the size of like a large dog. Like it was hunched over.
They're well fed.
They're chubby.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, in LA they're the size of like corgis. They're big.
Yeah.
Big boys. I guess I got kind of a trash story. This is more of a regional trash tale. This is part of the trash folkways of the Southeast Coast. Both my parents are from the Hampton Roads area of Virginia, like Virginia Beach, Norfolk. And they're in the 60s to the early 70s, there was an enormous landfill that was basically always on fire. This unsightly burning trash heap. And there was an effort to like reclaim it and turn it into a park. So that has been done. They like sodded over the whole thing, this big hill of that is just grass over trash. It is now a recreation area, but the park keeps its sort of folkloric name from the time that it was a burning wasteland. And that is why if you go to Virginia Beach, you can go to Mount Trashmore Park.
Nice.
Mount Trashmore.
Mount Trashmore.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I've got a light one here. So this is more recycling related. So let's shift over to recycling.
Ooh,
so
trash
They're related, they're
adjacent.
cousins.
So trash
cousins.
adjacent. So my neighborhood has recycling pickup once every 2 weeks, and I put out these recycling bins. So I bought this house, whatever, 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, I have to get like a recycling bin. So like I went out and I bought one of those big blue bins that like rolls, and the recycling guys just destroyed it. Like it started with like the lid, and it's shocking. It's like they must come up with like a hammer and smash it through the lid and then open it and then put like the trash there, right? There's cracks in the middle of the plastic. I'm like, I don't know how you could make this happen. So then I'm like, well, you know what? I need another one anyway, and this one's still working. It's fine. So then I get another one, a smaller one, but it's still a rolly one with a lid. So then the smaller one I get, the new one, within like a month, because we have it on Ring camera, they open the lid, threw the whole thing in the back of the trash can, shake the shit out of it till the lid comes off in the recycling truck. Then they just throw the can back on my lawn, no lid, and drive off. Right. So we're like, oh my God. Then the most recent event, and this is what really broke me, is they took my old big one that had the crack in the lid and everything. I have duct tape and stuff, and they smashed it on the ground so hard, one of the wheels just shot off the side and cannot be reattached. So now it has one wheel. And what my wife and I have discussed is they have broken us down to where we're not going to get like nice bins anymore. Like we'll just go get Rubbermaid circle cans with lids that just pop off, because who cares? You know what I mean? It's we'll just carry it out, and they're indestructible, those things. Right? Like, no fancy parts.
Why are you buying your trash cans? That's something
that's a thing.
In California it is provided
and
by
in my
the government.
parents' township where I grew up, it's provided by the township. They have big recycling bins that they provide you with. This, not only do you have to buy it, you have to pay for the service to recycle it.
New Jersey.
You gotta
Run
pay
by
for
con men and thieves.
It's because the waste removal, like the waste removal part, the trash part, Jersey, it is
literally mafia run.
It's like, the mafia,
absolutely.
so it's all privatized.
Shame if something happened to your nice blue bin there, Mr. Guy.
Exactly.
It looks pretty nice.
For the rest of your days.
What do they want from you? Like, what would they rather have than a nice bin?
I don't know what it is. I just don't get it. But yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Ruffians.
Yeah, we live in the-
and
Did you tip them at Christmas?
rapscallions.
No, I never see them.
There it
Like,
is.
They come at like 6:30 in the morning.
You got to leave out a half pound of gabagool, and they'll leave you alone.
As an
You got to leave
offering.
out your cookies for St. Nicholas and your loose
Andrew
gabagool
Jackson's.
for the
As the
streets of
legend goes.
sanitation workers.
If you leave out some shwiyadel and some gabagool, they'll treat your buckets real
Just
nice.
get the prosciutto that's so thin, and then maybe your bins will be better taken care of. You know.
Maybe some vinegar
Think about
peppers.
that. The one with the spices. The one with the chunks of olives in it. Yeah.
God.
Well, these trash stories aside, stay tuned after the break. There'll be no more stories about trash, only treasures. Folks, we're back. I want to thank Chaosium, as always, just the best in the biz, for sponsoring this sick Friends of the Pod episode. Make sure you go out, get yourself Cthulhu by Gaslight, Investigator's Guide. Get yourself the Keeper's Guide. Look at that. So thick, so delicious. And then Dust and Blood, 2 scenarios ready to go. And these are written as such to like provide hooks for the beginnings of adventures. You know, this adventure could be played with the pre-gens, or you can make your own characters using the Investigator's Guide. But now I'm like really amped to try out the second scenario in here. This one, I can tell you now, is called...
so cool.
I want to make sure I get this right. It is called Ashes to Ashes. And chapter 2 is called Signs Writ in Scarlet. That's the blood. Just sounds really good. And look at this. Look at this image on the front. It's just like some 1890s investigator holding some mythos tome, and it's like, get back! He's got like some little chime or whatnot to some, I don't know, swamp monster or something.
That's
It looks like a dust man.
So Chaosium was nice enough to send us copies of this so we could prep for this thing, and I got it and was super pumped. Left it on the kitchen counter. My 6-year-old walks up, grabs it, and starts thumbing through it. And I'm like, I don't notice it until too late, where he's sitting on the couch with it as if it's like a Dr. Seuss book, and just casually flipping through. He's like, Dad, what's this? And it's like a fucking like a seance happening. There's like a demon woman like,
oh, it's like, definitely the one I just looked at.
That's, yeah, I was like, that's a seance. And like had to describe, and he did not even face. So I don't know what that means about me as a parent. Yep, that's the one. Yep.
All right, good.
So
there's something so haunting about Chaosium art.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like this one. It's called a mummy unwrapping party. They're unwrapping a mummy.
Yeah, and that was a crazy,
awesome.
That was a crazy historical thing where they're like, oh yeah, all these rich British people would, of course, raid Egypt and buy everything they could, and then have a party where they defile a 1,000-year-old corpse, where they just unwrap it and they're like, ha ha,
with my friends.
Yeah.
Look at this. There's there's rules for carriage chases. Look at that thing hunting the carriage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a
tapeworm thing.
Yeah, it's like a tapeworm.
A worm from Dune.
Intestine.
Looks like Lisan
It's like Shai Hulud.
He said, okay, ride it.
Yeah.
Ride it to safety.
Yeah. He's Shai Hulud. He's the old man of the desert. Okay.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
May your knife, what is it? May your blade sharp and shatter?
May your knife chip and shatter.
Yeah.
Last week, we were introduced to our humble investigators, Polly Tonbridge, Barindra Bosu, Bridie Mohan, and Stan Whitlock, all employees of Humbert's Dust Yard. It was just another day in the dust yard, people losing digits, kids choking to death on ash, just your standard Tuesday. When all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose, and they're like, there's something that just came, there's a weird bag that just came in from the last dump, as they dumped dust into one of the lay stalls. You guys walk over, there's a little, like, potato sack that's twitching, like something inside of it is kicking, which is a great Cthulian image to sort of kick off the mythos horror. So Polly takes her knife, slices it open, and it just spills, like a bag of sand. There's some chunks in it and whatnot. Polly and Barindra do notice, though, like in these chunks, there's a human molar that kind of rolled out to the front. You don't have time to even like tell your friends or sort of think about what that could mean before a gray hand comes out of the ash. And then that hand turns into like an ash man. And he begins attacking left and right, tearing at Polly's apron, blood gushing everywhere. You guys are doing your best to like kind of fend him off, stabbing him, punching him, redirecting him into a wall, but it doesn't seem to be hurting him. Finally, Humbert Lange comes out to make sure everybody's okay. What's going on? And this whirlwind spins around him. Polly tries to grab the whirlwind with a tarp. Barindra pulls Humbert out to try and like extract him from whatever this dust thing is. The rest of you bring the tarp over to the incinerator, the destructor, to try and burn it. Meanwhile, Humbert gets up, his eyes glassy, just coughing clouds of dust, and he bolts out the gate. Barindra like jumps on a cart to try and grab him. Boom, hits the ground. Humbert is gone. you find out that your only lead is that this bag of trash came from Clayle Avenue, number 19. You look through Humbert's papers. It doesn't seem like anything untoward was happening, any sort of relationship to Clayle Avenue, number 19, but you do see that it's owned by a Peregrine Stenmore. And so the four of you, armed with brass knucks, a knife, and a wrench, and some tchotchkes, wooden mice, or something that Bridie has on her character sheet, you head out the gates to Clayle Avenue.
Something, guys, I just realized this is the second. Just get meta, and this is why this game obviously is so amazing, because Troy could have just improvised something in the moment, and it makes me, the player, be like, wait a minute, and like Troy could be like, that doesn't fucking mean shit. But this is the second time now he's mentioned this tooth that's fallen out of this bag, right?
I always love, that's what my favorite part of the recaps is, like, you hear the thing you missed that the GM is obviously pointing to.
This tooth has come back.
Obviously.
Supporting character tooth. And when I was in the office of Lange, there was the laudanum. Troy said something like, might be having some tooth
He
problems.
had tooth pain.
So this could be like,
Oh, that's it.
get a personal biological bit of somebody and now send the dust wind at it or something like that. There could be something happening here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if 19 what is it? Clayle is the home of his dentist.
It's a dentist.
I am your
Dentist.
In tonight's episode of Cthulhu by Gaslight, the role of the tooth will be played by Daniel Radcliffe.
He's so good.
It's just me, a tooth.
He's so versatile.
That sounded
Harry
just like
Potter.
him,
It's a
Rob.
little tooth with glasses on.
Now a tooth. Now an anthropomorphic tooth.
Little tooth, and I'll tell you the truth. Perhaps maybe only because you've shined such a spotlight on the tooth, as have we all. I don't know if Brenda's going in with this witchcraft, sympathetic magic thing. I think he still thinks that maybe what we saw was like a ghostly form of whoever was burned. Their remains there in this sack. But just by virtue of that, he might lift the tooth out of the ash heap, since he was one of the two who saw it, and just hang on to it for a moment and maybe even pocket it.
Ooh, flashback to, that's how we'll open today's episode, Barindra. Just reaching down, pushing some of the dust aside, and picking up this human molar. Now we see the four of you walking in the night to Clayle Avenue, number 19.
The gas night.
You arrive at Clayle Avenue, number 19, which stands on the south side of this leafy suburban street. All the lamps are lit. This large stone villa boasts fancy Gothic-style stonework around the windows and an elaborate porch that fronts onto the street. You see a conservatory standing to the left and kind of wrapping around to the rear of the main building. Looks like there might be a substantial garden back there. The windows are all dark, and there's no visible movement or signs of life inside. What do you do?
Now, just so that I recall what we were told by Tom York, the
other dustman.
The dustman.
other dustman, Tom York, noted dustman who brought the parcel to the yard. He said that a footman or some servant had brought it out, looking a little green around the gills.
Yeah, and they thought it was strange because you were like, "Is there anything you remember?" Like, no. Actually, we did get a sack from this one house, Clayle Avenue number 19, and it was weird because the servants didn't come out to give it to us. It was like a footman or a valet, and he gave it to us and tipped us really nicely. We just thought that was strange because normally they go into the house to get all this stuff, gather it up. I think I mentioned at the beginning of last episode, like, that's the only time the servants of the house like have someone to look down on is these dustmen that come in. But this guy just came out and said, here's the dust. And so they're like, well, that was strange.
Well, yeah. Well, we may stand a better chance of knocking up the the servants if anyone's still up, rather than just rapping on the front door.
No,
So we just-
no.
No.
See if we can
Let's
talk to
not
the
do
servants,
that.
then go round to the servants' entrance and see if Tom York's intimations were true and if everything's in its right place.
Yeah,
God
you-
damn it.
I was waiting for it.
I knew it was coming.
Everything's in its right place at the right time. Yeah, you asked what we do. I can tell you what we don't do is walk up to the front door, because that would be a first-class ticket to a reputation penalty.
A faux pas.
A faux pas, indeed. We do not. The likes of us do not approach the front door. So yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a gate by that conservatory. We'll head around towards the back, towards the servants' entrance.
Let me get a group
Also-
luck roll here, but you go ahead. I just want a group luck roll, which means whoever has the worst luck needs to roll it. We had a different
also,
system.
do we want to try to re-up our 12? I'm at 11, so I'm fine.
We came
But
up with a house rule last week where instead of getting this unlimited luck pool, we had the Gaslight dozen, we called it, where you had 12 luck points you could use just for that episode. Now, as long as you roll over your luck, you have a chance to replenish it. So you need to fail at a luck roll. If you want to do that first, let's see if you can replenish some of that luck for today's
Oh, hell yeah, 94.
episode. Boom.
Nice.
I just failed, so I'm back
failed.
to my
Oh wait!
Cthulhu's dozen.
Roll over our original luck. Oh,
Yeah,
snarf.
yeah.
Then
Wait, no, over 12.
over 12.
No, over your original luck.
Over your luck on your sheet.
Snarf.
Yeah. It's just we house ruled this just to make it a little more
That's fine.
threatening
I like
for
it.
this
I like
one
it.
shot.
I just didn't
We
understand.
have 12
I
points
still
of
got
luck
10.
to spend, but the original score is our resource. So, like,
Got it.
who has my luck is 65.
Looks like
Does anyone have
Stan is the worst with 60. So Joe, go ahead and give me a luck roll.
Group luck roll. The one thing I wanted to say, I
Yeah,
could be
sorry.
wrong about this, but I feel like going to the servants' entrance is not much better. I still think it's pretty bad. Like,
Yes,
like
agreed.
they'll be like, ew,
Yeah.
gross.
What are you doing here?
get away from us. Yeah, like we are a class
it's-
below servants.
I could
feel
try
like.
to do my rag and bone thing.
No, it's fine.
Oh,
We
you
can still go over
suggest-
there. I just wanted to say, like, this is like,
Yeah.
they might not treat us very well. Wait, we want to.
No, now you want to succeed.
Now
by
you want
rolling
to succeed.
under.
I failed by so many. It's crazy. 87 over 6.
Okay. All right. So was the plan to make your way towards the servants' entrance?
Towards the servants'
Yeah.
entrance. Yeah, we could also look for a moment, walk over there,
Yeah,
see
like
if we see
spy
anything,
around
see if
and see if
anybody's
we can-
walking around or if there's some
Maybe we
sounds.
spot hid the side of this building.
Yeah, a little
Well-
spot hid the side of the John. Come on.
Let's say this:
Peer in some windows.
as you're loitering at night outside of this posh residence, you hear
you
That
say
doesn't
that.
sound good.
you
Is it the
hear
coppers?
a voice. Pardon me. And you look over and you see a police constable doing his rounds.
Bobbies.
Yes.
I made him Irish, but that doesn't seem right.
Oh, good.
Pardon me. Can I help you with something?
No, not at all. Sorry, we're just looking for a friend of ours.
Are you
Had a few too
Dustman?
many down the pub and went wandering off on the street, that's all. Just lost sight of him. You seen a man running around here?
Sorry,
Two-
a friend of yours in this neighborhood?
Well,
He's our
like I said,
employer.
Our
he ran-
employer.
Our employer, yes. Kind enough to take us out for drinks, but then took off on his own.
Employer took you out for drinks and you're looking for him. Are you Dustman?
Yes, I am.
Sure you know that this is a respectable neighborhood. Maybe you take a moment, try and find your friend. If you don't find him, you head back home, behave yourselves, and clear off. I'm going to do another circuit of the street. And I'll be back. I think it's best if you're not here when I return. You understand?
Yes.
Understood, officer.
Aye, sir.
My uneven accent and I are gone.
Did you know
let's
that the
make
word
quick-
Gone.
we call
let's
them
make quick-
cops? Oh, sorry, Rossi.
I'm
We call them cops because they had copper badges, the bobbies on their helmets, and that's why we call them cops. The coppers.
Well, let's make quick work of this so that by the time that copper comes back, he don't see us. Who knows what he'll sound like when he returns.
I didn't like the sound of him.
Yeah. But your point's well taken. Perhaps we could, just, no, the clock is ticking, so to speak, but we could look through the windows and see if there's anything untoward before we go knocking up servants who we already know are trying to dispose of something.
Yeah, can we peer
can
in
we get
some
in the
back
yard
windows?
and then try to? Can we get close?
Sure, you want to go around the left side where the conservatory is and kind of do a perimeter scan or something?
Yeah.
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 All right. So you slip around past the conservatory to the back of the house where there's a garden, trying to find a window that you can peer into that doesn't require, if you did it on the front of the building, everyone would see you, as you can see from this image I have up here. So maybe you stick around to the back, you're trying to find a place to, maybe somebody can give you 10 fingers to look in or something, or maybe there's a low window. You get back there and there's a lawn, dense shrubbery, and a brick area that draws your attention because there's a large burn mark on it. It's 6 feet long, 3 feet wide. You see there's a discarded hammer and an empty tin pail lying near the scorch mark. It's just a little strange, but you also notice, and there's no denying it, a considerable amount of a blood splatter visible, between the scorch mark and the conservatory. And luckily, there's no other buildings back here that sort of look on to the back of this house, but something strange happened here.
That scorch mark. Is it not the size of a body?
About that. What could do that?
I want to
Are
look
there
at
lights
that
on in
hammer.
the house? Is there any candlelight or firelight emanating from the house?
No lights
Or
on.
gaslight?
In the house. No gaslight in the house. Yeah, it's weirdly dark because it's nighttime. There should be some lights on, but nothing.
I want to look at that hammer.
Something happened in this house.
Does it have blood on it?
Go ahead and no, you just pick up the hammer. There's no blood on the hammer, but give me a spot hidden roll.
Fail 92 over 70.
Yeah, you're just kind of taking.
She's just too freaked. There's a hammer, a bucket. Is there anything in the bucket? Is it empty?
The bucket's empty. Yeah.
A burn mark and a blood stain.
The burn mark's on the ground? Was that what he said? Is that what you said, Troy?
No, the burn mark's on this brick area.
I'm going to reach down.
Like a patio or...
Foundation patio thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to reach down and grab the hammer.
Okay.
You reach down, pick it up, and it's in good condition?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, he's going to hold on to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look down to the bucket. There's maybe a little bit of water left in there, but nothing else of interest.
And the blood stain, does it look fresh? Does it look a few days old? And the only reason I think I would know this as a dustman is because of the fighting, the pits and stuff. You can kind of tell the difference of old blood on the floor versus fresh blood on the floor.
Yeah, give me a spot hidden.
Okay.
Just to really analyze it.
Damn. Fail. 59 over 45.
Yeah, I mean,
14. Otherwise, I could have spent.
yeah, it's still pretty bright, which makes you think it's not that old, but yeah, it's hard
Is
to
it in
exactly.
one space, or does it look like an impact, or does it look like it came from somewhere, like a drag or a drip or?
Well, it looks like it.
Mary Lou, you look honestly scared and afraid as a player.
Just chewing her fingernails off.
She's chewing her fingernails off.
It's scary.
It is.
Give me a track roll.
Love a good track
I got the standard
roll. Need to
10.
do more of those in Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, just trying to figure out like.
Nah, fail. 67
there's
over
this-
10.
Yeah, you're trying to like understand where did this blood come from? What did it just originate here, or can't piece it together? It's just very like clearly something happened
All right.
back here and semi recently.
All right.
What-
Well,
Yeah.
sorry. I think we're gonna go. I'm gonna go to the door with the hammer and just sort of like stand up next to it and be like, "Well, I'm gonna knock, but I'm ready for whatever comes out that door."
Front door or servant's entrance?
The servant's entrance. Sorry, I guess we're not right there. We were on our way to the back. Is that
Yeah, so you passed by the servant's entrance, went around the conservatory to the garden.
Got it.
And
To
you saw this.
take to scan the area.
Okay. Is there a door back there, Troy?
A door back there. There's doors into the conservatory. And then there's the servant's entrance and the front door. If you peek around the other side of the building, that's all you see.
I mean, we could.
I still think-
If on our way back around, is it possible to kind of peek through the panes of glass in the conservatory to get a look into the
It is
into
mostly
there,
glass.
considering that's it is
Yeah,
mostly
absolutely.
glass.
Yeah, you look
Into
through
the interior
there.
a little bit.
Yeah, with the light of the moon, maybe some of the gaslight spilling into the back area there. You can take a look in. You see a glass house with shelves that are laden with potted orchids and ferns, lots of greenery. We could try a spot hidden from just outside to see if there's anything else that jumps out at you. But right now it just looks like a lot of flowers.
I tried, but I failed. Went over my.
Colonel Mustard with the wrench in
That's
the
all I can think about.
conservatory.
I'll give him a peeky.
I got a
Peeky?
I got
success,
a
actually.
57 under 70. Yeah, success.
Anybody else?
And I
I got
got
a ray. Actually, got a heart.
Hard.
And I got a I'm right on the line there. Oh, I'll spend 1 luck to make it a hard success.
Okay.
Might not need to if I got the heart. It's up to you.
I want it. I want to see it.
Well,
Want it
I
hard.
haven't done anything.
haven't
do
done
something.
anything. This whole
Barindra
session.
doesn't see anything. Perhaps all those chips of bone dust have hurt his vision over the years. I was trying to rationalize a fail through like something stupid. But Polly and Stan and Bridie, you see blood smears trailing through the conservatory, like as if they're coming from the garden. And with your hard success, Bridie and Stan, you notice that the smears stop right when they reach the middle of the room. And in the middle of the room, there's just like a circle on the ground, like a 6-foot diameter circle, marking the dusty tiles, and that's where the bloodstains stop.
Well,
You saying it's coming from the garden?
It looks like the blood came from the garden into the conservatory, and they stop right where there's a circle surrounded by dust, like something was there and removed.
Interesting.
well, now I
Can we
think
just go in
should
there?
Go in the conservatory. Yeah, something happened
There's
here.
a door into
and it's
there?
dark.
Mm-hmm.
He might have been hurt. We gotta go.
Yeah,
They might have been robbed or something.
Should we look at the garden at all?
I thought we did. No? Isn't that where we came from?
Yeah, you were in the garden.
Oh, that's where the brick thing was. Got it.
Yeah. We're gonna go from the garden through that entrance into the house, into the
Great.
Into the
So let's do it.
conservatory. Yeah.
I think we want to do that.
Does the conservatory have its own? It has its own door that the.
It does, and in fact, that door is unlocked.
Yeah, I think Barindra will try it, and then it maybe notices it's not locked and opens it up. Once we're inside, or the door opens, is there a door inside the conservatory leading into the house, or is it open?
There sure is, and in fact. Let's go to Foundry Virtual Tabletop.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
This conservatory brought to you by Foundry.
Tonight's conservatory will be played by Sir Anthony Hopkins. There you are.
I see.
All four of you. I know that
Cool.
I just love when you have a
we've
good
got
map.
dynamic lighting.
You gotta use it. So the outside there, you see that blood trail coming from the garden, goes right to the center of the conservatory here, and then stops. There's a single door leading into the house. So this would be the first floor, right? There's the basement, which is the servant's entrance, had stairs going down into the basement. This is the first floor. Then there's a second floor and a third floor.
Oh boy.
This guy had some scratch.
He's doing well.
Little kashish.
Yeah.
You said you
think
tried
I'm
opening the
worried.
door, right?
Yeah, let's go in.
Barindra?
Yeah.
Were you trying to open the door into the house? Is that not what you said?
I think I was trying to open the door into the conservatory as I walked, and that was unlocked. But now, of course, I will walk through the plants, over the bloodstain, over this little circle, and make my way to this
I'm
door.
going to examine
Around the
I'm
mulberry
just going to
bush.
examine this circle closer.
Yeah, let's take a look at this.
Like
circle.
as I get up to it, I look down, and I'm going to just like kick at some of the dust with my boot. Just like, what is this? Why is this in like a perfectly circular pattern?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I do a spot hidden?
Yeah.
Didn't know if you wanted something else to fail.
yeah.
88.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems... It's like a perfect circle with the blood stopping there.
Maybe I need something else. Like
Can
an
I-
occult.
What if I look? I
don't know.
You could do
Yeah.
a no roll, which is an education roll. It isn't...
All right.
Education isn't quite right, but it's more in the spirit of no. Maybe you've got a little...
Yeah, I'll do a no roll. It's a long shot. Oh my god, 99. That would be
That's,
a fumble.
That's a fumble.
Oh,
You fall backwards,
fumbled.
smash into the conservatory glass, which then lodges itself in your carotid artery, and you bleed out.
You bleed out on the floor.
Your back goes out again.
Yeah. Oh God! What? You bent down, to look at it, and it tweaks your back again. Penalty die on all physical rolls for the rest of the campaign. Yeah, it just seems like something was here, and now it's not, and that's why there's dust everywhere except for this circle
Okay.
and blood. But yeah, doors leading into the house. Do you try to open them?
I don't know. That cop might come back. We should probably just go home.
The cop
Let's leave well
can't
enough alone.
Well,
came
I
as
think
far
if
as
we
we
want
could.
to avoid the copper, he won't see us if we're inside.
It's true.
He might
I
see
think
us if we're out there.
Right. So I think almost silently getting assent from the group. Barindra, who's walked over to the door into the house, kind of looks at you in turn. He's like kind of nodding at you, like, "Are we doing this?" As I reach for the handle and turn it and see if it opens at my touch. Great.
Sure does.
As it swings inward, I want to really just put my ear to it and listen. Do I hear people moving around?
You listen,
Or
crack
conversation or
the
anything?
door ever so slightly, and listen in, and you hear nothing. Silence. Just a basic, role-playing listen. Nothing.
Okay.
I'll step into the doorway when I don't hear anything and just... Oh.
All right. You look to
I
be...
immediately see a grand piano.
It starts playing. Dun, 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 dun. This looks to be a drawing room. The blinds are drawn in this south-facing room. The space feels very unused. You all recognize this as a parlor, only far fancier than anything you have in your own neighborhoods. You've got the grand piano sitting here along with several comfortable chairs. There are pictures on the wall, mostly titled or labeled, that are like sketches or etchings of Roman ruins, as well as watercolors of strange-looking temple facades and pyramids in Egypt.
Just had to fuck with Egypt.
Has to. Always has to. Every game he runs. Always has to.
Is
mess
there,
with
Troy,
Egypt.
is there like are there any candles or a candelabra of some sort?
Lantern?
Give
Right?
me
A
a
lantern even?
We're in
luck roll.
lantern days, aren't we?
Give me a luck roll. Is there a
Sconce.
candle?
You're goddamn right there is.
Yeah, there is.
32 under 75.
There's like
Nice.
a clue like candelabra.
Great. We all huddle together comedically.
Light every single
I've
candle.
got some matches.
I love this. All right, so you've got a lit candelabra as your only light source now.
Yep.
All right, there's two
Hoist it in
doors
there.
here. No.
If you give me control of Rob's token, I'll move.
Oh wait, no,
Yeah.
I didn't even try. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's me. Who moved me?
Oh,
I'm
Who
pinging.
moving me?
I moved you.
Oh yeah, just give me a
Just get me in there.
Let's go in there.
All right. I don't know about this. I don't know. If we get caught sneaking into this fancy home, if that police officer comes back around and finds us here, we'll be arrested.
If they find us, they'll also find the bloodstains in the back. I think we are perfectly justified to investigate when Mr. Lange might be in here, being hurt, being killed.
Yeah, Mr. Whitlock, you've if that copper comes round, then he'll see that blood out there and he'll see you holding that hammer.
Right, that's what I'm worried about. This looks much worse than it is.
Yeah, they'll just blame us.
But you're right, we're here for Mr. Lange. We've got to find him. I know he's here. I know it.
Let's keep moving.
Should we stay quiet?
Yes.
Feels
Yeah.
that way.
God.
You're too loud right now.
I think
Call out.
Badaji
No.
might pull up to you and be like, if the servants are the ones what brought out the parcel, maybe we could listen in. If someone's still up, I don't hear anything. It's quiet as a tomb in here.
It's like no one's even here. All right, let's go. There's a door over there in the corner.
Okay.
Let me figure out how to move my token.
All right, so you make your way to the far side of the room? Or the one where Paul...
I'd like to see this southwestern door.
Okay.
Where do we think? I'm
do you
just
wanna-
going to very quietly push it open.
You quietly push it open, and you see it leads to a second, like a little miniature stairwell that goes down to the servants' entrance.
Oh,
If we want to try and find the servants, we might go this way, but I don't know.
yeah, let's do that. Best to
Alright.
best to see them first. They're the ones brought out the package, right? And they're the ones that are less likely to inform on us
Right.
Yeah,
or lie about us. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
All right, I'm just waiting for whoever has the light to to go down.
That's
I can't figure out how to open the door.
I'm watching different tokens try to do different things. It makes me feel so much better.
I know.
Someone's measuring their
I'm
distance.
just trying to
someone
like
else.
move. There we go.
All right, so you want to go down the stairs to the servants' entrance now that you found this second way?
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking?
I think so. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to move you elsewhere.
As we
on
move through the
map.
room, it's so tantalizing what you've said about the peculiar nature of the art on these walls. ruins, pyramids, etc. Do we, as Badaji kind of walks the perimeter of the room towards the door leading to the staircase down, he wants to be looking at these images, some of which coming from these exotic locales. Is there anything like captions, titles, anything uncanny about these artworks that may give a clue as to the temperament of the owner of this place?
That's a
Peregrine
good idea.
Stenmore.
It looks like whoever created these holds those places in high esteem.
Is it worth trying an occult roll on this stuff, or is it just sort of like images of
Doesn't seem to
typical
be.
Egyptian iconography?
Yeah, you stare at it for a little bit. Nothing really jumps out at you. No, nothing you recognize in your tarot deck or anything. It's just.
Okay.
All right.
He's a collector.
Yeah,
of
that
art.
gives Mary Lou ideas, but I'm not sure Polly would have a second thought about it.
Yeah.
All right, let's
same.
open this. Let's do this door.
All right, so you go down. If you want to zoom down the bottom, you'll see a second little map here where the four of you are walking down stairs
Oh yeah.
to
Let's
enter
scroll all the way to the bottom.
through the servants'
Let's
entrance.
see that.
Yeah, so like zoom all the way out, then scroll all the way down. That's a whole. Oh man, this is.
Oh,
massive.
there it is.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so one of you pops open the door, and you see a long hallway, eerily silent, lit only by your candelabra. Doors as far as the eye can see, on the left, on the right, further down the hallway, to the left, the right. As the hallway goes down, you see it turns, and it looks like maybe there's a stairwell all the way down as well that goes up.
Wow. All right. Go ahead. Brody. Go.
I'm coming.
Stop
Hold on.
standing there like an idiot.
I don't know. I don't know how to leave this map and move to the next.
All right. Oh, you're still on the other map.
Someone teleport me.
No, you're there. You're there, Brady. You're right at the door.
Are we going? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
no, but
I'm
I don't
confused.
think
Are we
he
going
can
down
find
or are we
the
going
other map.
to
We're
the
going
right?
to the east.
I'll
It doesn't
move-
matter who gives a shit. It's theater of the mind.
I'll move Brady.
Yeah, just move, Brady.
Just tell me what door we're going.
Yeah, Rob, just stay in theater of the mind.
There. Boom.
All right, you see a whole bunch of doors. 3 on the left, 1
I
on
see
the
all
right.
the doors.
Do you want to open any of them, or are you just going to keep walking?
My token
No.
keeps going back up
These quarters.
to.
I got you guys.
Okay, yeah, sorry. My token
Yeah.
keeps going back up to the piano room, no matter what I try to do.
All right, I'm gonna.
All right, now you're
Thank
down
you.
there.
Question.
Yeah.
Question for you, Troy.
Yeah.
Is it so late now that it makes sense for people to be asleep, or is it
No,
early enough
it's
in the
still
evening?
early evening. Yeah.
where
Yeah, that's
it's odd
it does
that how
not
quiet
make it.
it
This is very odd how quiet it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Especially
It's
down
not
in the
good. None of
servants'
it's good.
quarters. Like, they should be buzzing
They should
about.
be
right?
working.
Should be buzzing like
Yeah.
doing night, bedtime
a
routines.
beehive
we-
activity.
Would we assume the kitchen is down here and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
you absolutely. So,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
preparing the master
right.
supper. What's going on?
Bridie wants to kind of give a listen to this first door.
Yeah, I said, why don't we start cracking doors?
I
Yeah.
think we start,
Just
quietly
start
cracking
opening
them.
them.
Yeah, you pop open this first one. It's a bathroom. You pop open.
Whoa. We're all like, wow.
Never seen one in person.
They got a loo indoors.
You
How
go
the
to
other half
open.
lives.
You open the
Wow.
one to the south there, and it's like a neatly made bed. There's a desk, some bookshelves, a wardrobe full of like a uniform that a cook would wear. And yeah, it just looks like this must be the cook's bedroom.
Oh, interesting. And no cook, and no sign of
And no
anybody.
cook, yeah.
No blood.
No, bed is
I'm
made.
going to step in there. I'm going to step into that room
Okay.
and do a spot hit.
Okay.
Looking around the cook's quarters. Oh my god.
Why bother, Joe?
Yeah, here's why. Oh my god! Because my single digits die rolled off of the off my desk, and the 2-digit is a success at the limit. So I rolled 46 over 45. So I will spend 1 luck to make it a 45.
Please.
Yeah, you spend that, and nothing important in here.
Okay. Nothing in here.
You open
No
the
blood.
room to the north, and it looks like a similarly furnished room that's like probably for the butler. And desk, bed. There is
Where is everyone?
There is a locked cabinet, but nothing else of interest in that room. And they must share that bathroom.
Wow.
Okay.
You're so lucky. Two people sharing one toilet.
I'm going to step up to this next door and open it.
Okay, you open that one, and it's the kitchen.
It is the actual kitchen.
There's a well-furnished kitchen. There's a large black range stove. If you go in there and look around, the stove's still hot. The coals within are banked, so it'd be easy to stir them to like
Still hot.
boil a kettle if you needed to. Like it wouldn't be uncommon to like leave the coals warm so that you can stir them to get the fire going, which leads you to believe, okay, someone was here recently.
Weird.
There's a stone sink with a single modern brass tap for fresh water, but nothing else of interest.
Is there any kind of carving knife?
Yes,
Roddy's getting more and more nervous.
there are
Roddy would like a
several
knife.
several cooking knives. Yeah.
Okay, Roddy's gonna grab a knife
Okay.
with her free hand.
And you keep
not a
looking
bad
around.
idea.
You see below you is the larder, and then next to the larder is the dust hole where the dustbin would come to get the trash. The larder, there's fresh food in there. It's stored. Wow. Yeah, lots of food.
Fresh food. Actually.
They've got food indoors.
Yeah, so this is where you would come stand. In fact, you probably have been here before, and you've gone right to this room here to pick up trash while getting stared at by all of the servants.
Yeah, the servant's just being like, ew,
Take up poop.
ew. He's covered in
Take
dust.
Remove
And by
feces.
dust, I mean trash. Like, okay. It looks like one
Take
more
a
door at the
barrel
end.
of teeth.
And I'm just going to open it.
Okay.
Got a hammer in one hand, opens it with the other.
All right. Everybody give me a stealth roll here now that you're getting deeper into the house. Just,
Yeah.
you know,
You
because
want a group one or individual?
individual, just to see how you're making your way about here. I know your goal is to be quiet, but
Stan failed, but only by 6. But I failed. I'm not going. And I'm not.
I
just gonna
failed by
walk
a
on it.
lot. Polly failed by a lot.
Same.
I think
Okay.
she's like,
I got
Jimmy
a hard success. If I spend a couple points of luck, it could be extreme.
Whoa.
okay.
Might not matter if the rest of us are
Staying- yeah,
walking
Yeah,
the rest of
around.
us are
sorry.
failing.
Yeah. Seems like everyone else is rattling chains and knocking over,
And you're just
knocking buckets down wells and stuff. Yeah,
All right. So
great.
you guys open the door to this next room, and Barindra is as quiet as a mouse. The rest of you are kind of like, just, it's not like you're bumbling about, but you're not taking any pains to be really quiet. This is your first stealth mission. So you're kind of like open the door and hit something and whatnot, and you hear,
here we go.
no. And it sounds like it's coming from upstairs. There's a stairwell here. There's a door under the stairwell. There's a hallway further up. But these sounds are coming from the first floor, like up this stairwell. Faint.
It sounds like a woman crying,
Man.
man crying.
Could be our boy.
I'm gonna go. I go up the
Yeah.
stairs. I start moving quickly as I hear that whimpering.
I'm gonna follow.
All right, so you all.
I guess I gotta come. I got the light source.
Okay, you head up the stairs, and you see in the main hall, sitting on the stair. All right, so you see two things. There's a man sitting on the stairwell, like the second stairwell leading up to the second floor. His head in his hands. He's dressed rather nicely, and he's just rocking. And if he sees or hears you, he doesn't acknowledge you. Lying right on the floor in the main entrance in front of the front door is Humbert Lange.
Oh.
Mr. Lange!
Well.
What do you do?
Mr. Lange?
He's
I think
unconscious.
Polly would run to him.
All right, you go to him. He's lying on the ground. He seems to be breathing, but he is completely unconscious. He's a little battered.
I'm gonna walk up to this well-dressed guy on the stairs and say, "What happened?"
It's like, no, you mustn't. No, you mustn't. This guy is hysterical. He needs to be like, if you want to try to connect with him, you're going to have to bring him down.
All right, I'm gonna do a.
You mustn't. He's grabbing at your shirt. No, you don't understand. You mustn't.
So yeah, he's sort of like, he takes that in for a second, and he's got this like bloody hammer in his hands, and he's just gonna kind of like put it behind his back so that it's not visible, and with his other hand kind of like reassuringly just kind of like grip the guy's shoulder and look him in the eye, just say, "It's all right, we're here now. We're gonna stop it from happening. Whatever's happened, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of you." I'm going to roll a reassurance and see if I can give him to sanity.
Take these new skills out for a spion.
Take these out for a spion.
I think Polly did it last time to calm Kitty down.
I'm excited to watch you fail this, Joe.
I know, it sucks, doesn't it? Because, like, he's got great stats. I just suck at rolling. His reassurance is not too shabbaroo. Dude, this character's awesome. It's one of the things I really like is, like, he's well known and respected in the local community as a natural leader, which is great. And they put all these points in reassurance. And
just like you.
He's generally affable. He keeps his assistants in line and makes sure they know who's boss. He does not tolerate, this is interesting, he does not tolerate foul language. Oh, and my favorite line, a steady but calm drinker.
That's where the similarities end between you two.
Exactly.
I
got it.
Fiction part
26.
ways.
Oh, wait a minute. Do I need a hard? I'm going to spend 2 points to make that a hard success on reassure.
A hard success on reassure. So he listens to you. I mean, you role played it beautifully, and he's just. And he seems
Just
to
tell us what happened.
He seems to at least calm down, so he's not hysterical anymore. He's not yelling, perhaps drawing the attention of the nearby bubbies. But he's still like just kind of 1,000-yard stare. He needs like a charm, persuade, fast talk if you want to actually get something out of him. You have brought him down, but now if you want to know what the hell's going on, you got to talk to him.
Okay.
I have a picture of him too. While you guys are figuring that out, I'm not gonna show
I've
you.
got an okay persuade. I've got a 30 in persuade, but I think Polly, she's more concerned about Mr. Lange.
If you want to
so
cut over to that for a second, yeah.
Yeah.
if he's like, if it seems like he's stable, she might,
Barindra, come here.
How about this?
You know some
I'll have a
first
look.
aid.
I'll have a look at Mr. Lange. Charm is not my street. I'm half a mind to batter this whiner about the head and shoulders. Get what you can out of him. I'll see to Mr. Lange, and I'll stoop down and I'll try to do some first aid or physical assistance to Lange. See what his state is.
All right, so you and Polly want to do like a group first aid on him, where you can, not a group first aid, but like you can both roll first aid, and if one of you succeed, you can do something to him.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, so it's a team up on first aid because you both seem to be interested in attending to Lange.
No, fail.
Success.
Okay.
Nice.
44 under 50.
All right, so upon further examination, you can see that he's like still struggling to breathe, but no longer are the dust clouds coming out while he's in this like unconscious state. But you're able to just kind of like, dust him off, kind of pick him up, maybe try to gently shake him to not only to wake him, but just to like make sure his comportment is all good. And you notice that in the movement, he's starting to breathe a little bit easier. That heavy breathing slows down, but he's still unresponsive. It doesn't look like he's been beaten or damaged in any way, but he's inside this house, just lying on the floor.
Okay, and then Bridie wants to bluff a bit with this. Seeing him start to rouse, Bridie maybe like goes to the guy.
Okay, tries to fast talk him.
Gonna fast talk him and basically gonna bluff, be like, it's all right. We know you're the one that gave the bag to the, what are they called? The dustman.
The dustman.
Yeah.
Here's the bag.
We forgive you.
Okay, here's the bag. Here's the...
Just tell us why and tell us what happened.
And you try to fast talk him.
33 under 55.
Nice.
Success.
Nice.
And we'll be back right after this break.
Needs time to prepare a speech. A
We're
lengthy
gonna get a monologue?
oration.
We're gonna get a Troy info done.
Troyologue.
Kick back.
Love it.
Natural fucking 20.
When Skid said he was playing Babe Ruth, I knew it was going to be a good night. We're back. Cthulhu by Gaslight, the finale. You have
It's only the second episode.
the finale. It's only the second half of the second episode. The series
Two-shot comes
finale.
with thrilling conclusion.
The final
Series
nightmare.
finale.
Dust in the wind.
This time it's personal.
Oh my god, so good.
You have
Yeah.
broken
Hold on,
into.
real quick. Let me just do
Go ahead.
the real quick thank you again to Chaosium.
Yeah.
And this is so much fun.
It's dope as
Chaosium,
hell.
thank you for the sponsor and for making this awesome game. Go to
Ross,
chaosium.com, get it for yourself.
So
and
good.
by the way, in case we were not clear, this is all you need. This isn't like a supplement to the Call of Cthulhu Investigator's Handbook with just setting details. This is a whole Call of Cthulhu rulebook in and of itself. It's all you need as a player to start playing. You don't have to have the original Call of Cthulhu game or anything.
Yeah.
You can just get this and start playing in Victorian England.
It's
quite
shocking
good.
the amount of historical information and context they have in those Gaslight books. You can come at it in so many different ways. As this little episode shows, like when I think Victorian, it's so filtered in our culture through the sort of the class stereotypes. So I'm always thinking, conservatories and brightly lit marble hallways, but like the class stratification of this era is like demented. So it's cool to play characters that are like in the dust.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
They have a whole section that's just the timeline that is every year and like the important things that happened that year. So like 1881, London's
So
Savoy
handy.
Theatre opens as the world's first electrically illuminated public building. And it has like 30 years.
Oh, the other awesome thing that they did? So there's two layers to the history in it that I love so much. Because just reading it as a history buff, they debunk a lot of like history stuff that they're like, a lot of people say this was the case. It's not.
Ooh.
It's more like this. Like really well done. And then whenever you have sort of like an area, they talk about race in the society, from all the different stretches of
There's
the
a
British
huge, like,
Empire. They talk about
LGBTQ
there's
section.
LGBTQ stuff. They talk about the British colonies. They talk about and all this stuff. Whenever they say like this is largely the case, they also are like, and here are like 8 real world examples
Yeah.
of people breaking that and that weren't doing that
Yeah.
stereotypical thing.
So it like
so that you
reassures
can
you.
inspire character ideas.
Cool.
You're like, oh, well, yeah, here's a reason why this person who was born as a dustman, as the son of a dustman, became a prime minister. Like, it has happened and it can happen. And here's like, those brief tales. They're like 1 paragraph long. Just a very cool book, the way it's written and designed.
Very cool.
Be sure to check out Chapter 2 for rules on astral combat.
Yes.
There's astral on astral and astral to material combat.
Cool.
So much cool stuff. Because the way what's really interesting about this when you get into it is like the way they conceived how the world worked is what really colors the way the mythos affects them. You know what I mean? The way we look at the world, it's like the mythos today would probably affect us like, Cthulhu taking over some AI, large learning model. Back then, it was like they believed in certain things, and to see how that manifests in games is really cool. You guys have broken into this residence, the residence of allegedly a man by the name of Peregrine Stenmore on Clayle Avenue, number 19. As you approach the house, a police constable saw a bunch of ne'er-do-wells walking around a posh neighborhood. No dust cart in sight. Oh, you're looking for your boss who took you out to drink? Sure. Wrap it up. I don't want to see you when I come back around. You go around the side of the house, and as you're like just kind of scoping to see if you can peek into any of the windows before going down to the servants' entrance, you notice scorch marks near this like large brick area and blood splatters, and a bucket that might have a little bit of water in it, and a hammer. And then you look in the conservatory, you see blood is coming from the garden into the conservatory, stopping where there's like a circle, a perfect circle in the dust, and then it just stops. You guys go into the conservatory, you sneak in, you get into a drawing room. It's eerily quiet. You go back outside, downstairs through the servants' quarter, looking around, no cook, no butler, no staff. Kitchen's full. The stove was used recently. What's going on? You keep walking and you hear like whimpering and crying coming from upstairs. You rush up there. You see a man sitting on the second floor landing, his head in his hands. He's gone. And Humbert Lange laying on the floor right inside the main entrance. You go to Lange, you calm him, you like get him under control because he's still wheezing.
Point of clarification.
Yeah.
Was the front door closed?
Front door was closed.
Okay. And not even like cracked a little bit. Like
Nope.
It's closed.
Completely
Okay.
closed. And he's just laying there. And then this man, well-dressed, sitting there, head in hands. I think Stan reassures him. And then Bridie fast talks him into spilling the beans here. And so he's kind of like coming to. He's like, that man, he was knocking on the door. I didn't want to let anybody in, but the knocking was incessant. It was non-stop, and so I opened it, and it was his head. He was smashing his head against the door, and he fell in here, and I just shut the door afterwards. None of this should have happened. This is the worst day ever. The worst day. This house belongs to my employer, Mr. Peregrine Stenmore, a scholarly gentleman and a collector of odd antiquities. He is my employer. Is my employer.
Where is he now? Where's Mr. Stenmore?
Well, that's a bit of a story. Earlier today, Mr. Stenmore decided to have a bonfire in the back garden to burn a nasty old mummy that had been in the house for years. I don't know why or what it was supposed to achieve, but my master was extremely excited. He collects all these odd things, Egyptian and Roman and whatnot, and he's had this mummy for some time, and he just decided he wanted to burn it. Who am I to stand in the way? I just thought it was some more trash he wanted to get rid of. He called it his Zosimos experiment. I don't know what Zosimos means, but I believe it has something to do with one of the books in Mr. Stenmore's study. Anyways, I didn't think of much about it when he asked me to help. I thought it would just be like burning old sheets. But once it was finished, and the mummy's ashes were cooled and crushed. It's going to sound crazy, but Mr. Stenmore then told this dust pile to get up and answer him. I stood there and watched as this pile formed into a man made of ash and promptly attacked Mr. Stenmore. In a panic, I just grabbed a bucket of water and threw it on him over this ash man, and he collapsed. I then quickly bagged up the rest of the dust and I brought it out to the dust cart that had just arrived at the house. One of your men, he points to Stan.
York.
I didn't get his name. The timing was perfect.
His name was Tom York.
Well, I didn't ask him his name, but I tipped him well. I'm sure he'll tell you that. I gave him 6 pence, I believe. And I just gave him the dust thinking that this would all be done with. And then I didn't know what to do with Mr. Stenmore. So I don't know what happened. I just, I lost time. But I believe he's upstairs in his room. And he's hurt. He's a good man. A strange man, but a good man. No one else has been in the house. Mr. Stenmore sent all the other servants away yesterday and told them not to come back for 3 days. I wish he had sent me away so I would not have been party to all of this. He grabs Stan by the collar. He's like, I'm going to hang for this, aren't I? No one's ever going to believe me. I'm just a simple valet. And he just
we believe
sobbing.
you.
I believe you.
We believe you. We saw that ash man. We saw him. He attacked us. He attacked Mr. Lange.
Here, he's here.
What happened to Mr. Lange? He ran here.
Yes, did
This man he fell in the door. He just fell in the door and he collapsed. There was dust everywhere. Dust whirling about.
Then that means whirling about. And that means the dust that was in him is in here. Perhaps it's gone up to finish the job. My God, you have to see your employer.
Take us to him.
And I think
He's upstairs.
I will kind of begin to ascend the stairs.
Okay, I'll go behind you.
Go get another bucket of water. Go.
Water, if that's the weakness, then we need as much of it as it can carry.
Wait, hold on. Maybe we should go to the study. See if there's any books or anything that could help us out.
Books? What do you mean?
I'm the only literate one here.
How are books going to help us
I am
out?
literate.
Book's gonna help
look,
us
I
out.
thought Troy made a point.
Ha, I can't.
did
Paul
say-
can't read.
He said the Zosimos experiment. He's like, Zosimos, what did he say? I don't know what it means, but I think it has something to do with one of the books or papers in Mr. Stenmore's study.
Unless I'm misinterpreting my sheet, I think I can read and not just.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make assumptions, Ross. I
No.
apologize. You can read all you want.
You're illiterate! And it just echoes in the opening chamber.
Yes.
I'm an immigrant to this country. I read 3 languages. And
Sure you do.
He
Just totally like.
the guy points. He goes, "There's a study there, and then he has a private study upstairs that no one uses off of the library."
Okay. Oh, maybe we should check out the private one.
yes.
Where is?
That's
gotta go
probably where
upstairs
this
anyway.
thing is.
Is he in his quarters? Where is he?
I think he's upstairs. I'm sorry. I lost time. The knocking
The second
woke me
floor or
up.
the third? The second floor or the third?
Second floor. There's nothing on the third. It's servants' quarters, and there's no one here but me. Me and Mr. Stenmore.
If this man is utterly just a puddle, rather than completing my journey up the stairs, pull yourself together. I will try
vomiting.
Well, that's not making anything better.
My God, this guy. All right, let's go. Let's go.
He's really chewing the scenery.
Barindra wants water. Barindra wants to go to that bucket, a glass, a pitcher, whatever. Wants to go into this situation armed with water.
Yeah.
All right, so you go back downstairs and out to the conservatory, out to the garden. Grab the bucket.
If there's like a pump house or something.
You saw a faucet downstairs that a bronze faucet in the kitchen. All right, so you run outside, you grab the bucket, you go back downstairs, you go into the kitchen, you fill the bucket up with water. Are the rest of you just waiting for him to come back?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Bridie's just shaking her head at this guy. Like,
Yeah, you know what?
you had to give your magical, mystical trash
I'm gonna
beasts
take
to the
I'm
poor,
gonna take
didn't
him
you?
and I'm gonna slap his face really hard, and I'm gonna use intimidate to get him to just nut up.
Okay.
And maybe keep an eye on Lange while we're going upstairs.
Fail. 81 over 45.
Maybe you hit him with like the heel of your hand and it really hurts. Instead of intimidating him, you like hurt him. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh.
Suck up,
Break his
man.
jaw.
Your employer could be really hurt, and here you are, whinging and whining, dribbling about.
Why didn't he send me away? And he just crumbles.
Okay.
Ugh, useless.
Barindra?
I'm here.
Here he is.
Let's do this.
All right, let's go.
Let's go up there.
All right.
I'm going
He holds up the candelabra.
I'm going to slip brass knuckles onto my hand.
I'm
but
gonna-
then also have a hammer in the hand as well.
I'm unflicking
Lots
my
of
clasp
options.
knife. So,
All right, so slide yourself over a little bit more if you're looking at the map, and you'll see you are in a stairwell. The stairs continue up to the third floor, which you've been told by this sobbing crazy man is just leads to more servants' quarters. There's a single door leading to the rest of the second floor.
Okay, we'll head up.
All right, you open the door, and there is like a common area here with several doors going every which way, but a very obvious trail of blood leading across the room to a door to the, would be on the map at least, the northwest.
Okay, we'll follow the trail of blood.
All right, so I got you, Polly. You're in a different map now.
sorry.
If you guys look over there. All right, so you go to the trail, over to the trail of blood. You walk up to that door. Who opens it?
I'll open it. Sort of the idea being like with Barindra right behind me, sort of just like open it and then get out of the way and like
Ready to launch.
Okay. You open the door. And you see a scene. It is a tastefully appointed, comfortable room that is marred by the perfectly circular, 6 foot in diameter Chinese rug on the double bed, on which lies a bloody corpse. The features of this corpse are impossible to make out, as it looks like someone has taken a cheese grater to its face, ripping off its eyelids, exposing its cheekbones. You do see that the clothing below the neck is that of a fine smoking jacket, something a wealthy man would wear. It is abraded, tattered, and soaked in blood. Everybody give me a sanity roll.
Yeah.
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 It is
Oh man.
horrific.
All right. Already took a hit earlier.
Success.
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 Yeah, same.
All right.
We were
All right,
kind of
all
expecting
those-
this.
I see
those-
worse than the ass sheep every day.
Yeah.
Everyone who succeeded, just you do lose 1 point of sanity for the success.
That's
you
fine.
can think about that, how that may affect you moving forward. But Other than that, you are standing in the room with this corpse.
Is that?
I'll start slowly stepping in, making room for the others to walk in through the door.
So this is the
Is that
bedroom,
Mr.
right? Not the
Stenmore?
study.
This looks like the master bedroom.
It must be. Look at this smoking jacket.
Yeah.
That's not a servant's cloak.
Yeah, that's a fine swell. Where's the dust man?
I'm gonna spot hidden. I'm not walking further into the room, but just scanning for a pile of dust anywhere.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Is anybody else in the room with Stan, or did you all go in and stay
I've walked
back?
in. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we all took a step in.
Okay, so you all took a step in, but you're kind of staying away because you don't know what the hell you're dealing with here.
Okay. I got it. 42 under 45. Spot hid.
42 under 45.
My tens dice was on a 0, and then I rolled my ones dice and it hit it and knocked it. I still succeeded, but not it would have been extreme. So I'm just a
so
regular success. I know.
Extreme listening, spotting.
Extreme listening. All right, so you see
God, it would have been sick.
Extreme spotting.
But instead, I rolled
It's just the
a.
Requiem for a Dream
69.
thing where your eyes dilate.
you see the rug. You realize this rug is from the conservatory. You start putting two and two together, and you realize that the valet, like when he probably had a bout of madness, must have taken this body, wrapped it up, brought upstairs, has no memory of it, and this guy is just laying here. He's like
madness.
So when he got attacked,
when he
that's
lost
what did it.
time.
Yeah.
He's
lost
hurt.
time. Yeah.
My Mr. Stenmore's upstairs, and he knows he's up there, but he's
injured.
not.
Yeah.
He's not there anymore, and so
He was
he's
ripped
just.
apart by the mummy.
You do. Oh, did somebody get an extreme or no?
No.
No.
Almost.
We would have, but Mary Lou ruined it.
Okay. Well, not for Mary Lou's ruining. As you're standing there, just sort of examining this, you see there's a chimney, like a little fireplace in this room, and there's a grate, and suddenly, like, you hear this wind, like. And little bits of ash start moving, like out of the chimney from the wind. They move, billow down the chimney, and you see them like flow across the room and go over to what's left of the face of this man and go into his open mouth. And the corpse just sort of like spasms and then just rolls onto its belly and starts scrambling towards you.
Okay. Launch bucket.
Yeah.
Launch bucket.
Operation
He's in like a flesh husk.
Now he's in.
It's
Now
probably
he's
not going to do anything.
Now he's in sort of a flesh mech, piloting.
He's in the Hellraiser body.
My God.
But yeah, I don't know if the water can in some way sog him up enough to get him out.
Yep.
The sight of this corpse being animated by this dust is enough to provoke another sanity roll here.
Yeah,
Trigger
that's
another
fair.
sanity.
Let's get into it.
I failed it.
I failed too.
Failed.
Yeah.
Guys, Bridie rolled a 1.
Oh,
Bridie.
Tough as nails.
I know it kind of doesn't matter when you just pass or fail the sanity check, but I just want that.
I like a
is
critical
amazing.
being. I like a critical is usually like automatic minimum. I'm going to say you take no sanity damage. However, Barindra, Polly, and Stan, you take 1d6.
Here we go.
Oh, man.
Should
Here
you-
it is.
Should you get
Ready
5
for my
or 6?
highest D6 roll of the whole series?
Here comes
Here we
Ross's
go.
6.
Ross, the classic sixer.
Yep.
Wouldn't you know it? Against type, I rolled a 1.
Nice.
Nice.
There he
Nice.
goes.
What'd you get,
Nice
Mary Lou?
work.
I got a 2.
2, but Joe.
5.
Okay.
Here he goes.
All right, so I'm
There it
gonna
is.
save you
It's
for
over.
last. This thing is scrambling towards you. The sight of it alone, it throws all of you asunder, except Bridie. Bridie, in this moment, you're brought back to when you were like scrambling with those tarot cards. You feel like you've seen this in the cards, the dead walking. I want to talk through very briefly before we get to Joe's brutal failure, how this manifests for each of you. And keep in mind, this is a role-playing moment. It's not like it manifests by I shoot it 10 times. How does this? We'll start with you, Polly. Like you see this, and you only lose 1 or 2 points there. What is this? What happens to you?
I think she scrambles away. So her the first time experiencing this sort of monster, she thought, fight back. So when it went for her, she didn't dodge. She tried to counter, and it ripped her for 4 points of health. So this time she's too frightened, and she scrambles back, maybe like trying to kick at it with her big heavy boots, but she's getting away from it this time. It's got the better of her.
Just backing up. Barindra.
Yeah, you failed a sanity roll. I think for a moment, it's as the Barindra's job is crushing, destroying, pulverizing, breaking things down, and he's seeing something sort of reconstitute. And it's as though he has a flash of something crawling out of his furnace or out of his crusher, clawing towards him, seeking some sort of vengeance for all the things that he has pulverized into dust. He's just sort of, no, you'll rat can pulverize and destroy my very soul. And you just hear kind of coming out of him a litany of Arabic as he is kind of just praying, as you're just kind of hearing like, oh, inshallah, and you have no idea what he is saying, but he's just kind of, again, backing away, the bucket trembling in his fingers.
I love this, a life's collection of bones that you've ground to dust, reanimating in this moment in front of you. Stan, with a loss of 5, before we narrate this moment for you, I need an intelligence roll. And as always, this is a roll that you want to fail. You want to be too dumb in this moment to fully understand the brunt of these supernatural horrors.
Of course not. 27 under 50.
You smart.
Just smart
idiot.
enough, as it turns out.
And you go temporarily insane. I think in this moment, you look down and you see your body is covered in ash. You're just like, unclean, and you grab the bucket of water and pour it all over you to get the ash off. You want to like clean,
That's amazing.
Clean yourself of the ash.
That's exactly what I was going to do. Like when you were like, how does this manifest? I didn't think about the dust on him, but I was going to like take the water and dump it basically, or like, just be like, give it to me, and like spill it while trying to grab it, Amazing. It's all over me. It's all over me.
These people, Whitlock!
He's on
Whitlock,
me.
no!
He's on me.
Mr. Whitlock!
Mr. Whitlock! And now we're in it. This thing is going to scramble forward and go after Bridie.
No.
Bridie, do you want
Bridie in the
to
back.
dodge, fight back, do something else? It's just like, and then it flip to its belly and it's like crawling towards you very awkwardly.
Neither of these are great. I think she's not a fighter. I think she's got to try to dodge. She's got to try to be scrappy here.
All right,
Scrap it up.
Give me that dodge. That dodge
It's
ram.
not good. No, failed.
Okay, well, I failed as well. This thing is very janky as it's trying to swipe at you. Now, all 4 of you will get a chance to try and do whatever you want in this moment. Keep in mind, though, Stan, you are temporarily insane throughout the length of this encounter. So,
What does that mean?
well, I rolled 5 rounds.
Does it mean I have to act insane, or you control me for 5 rounds?
More B than A, but I'd like to give you some agency here. Just play up this situation. You are unclean, and you need to clean yourself. How can you heighten that from round to round? In the meantime, Barindra and Polly, you see this thing scramble off the bed and go right after Bridie. You start to shake off that moment of insanity. What do you do?
having been disarmed of my bucket, I'm wondering if I'm like stumbling backwards out of this terrible room. Is it possible that this is a modern enough house to have piped plumbing? And
You would think, even though you're not used to a fancy house like this, if there's a master bedroom, there's a master bathroom.
And it would be close.
I will just, yeah, I'm just running across the hall, like kicking down doors, trying to find access to more water.
All right, so you run across the hall. You would think the most likely one is this room to the south. You pop it open. Sure enough, it is the master bath.
And if there's a faucet, then I begin to fumble with it to turn it on and see if I can fill it up to
I love this. So Stan
do
flips
something
out,
about fighting this person.
does the ice bucket challenge. You grab the bucket out of his hands and just run in there and start refilling it. Polly.
Yes.
Well, I see this bearskin rug on the ground, and I think she had one good play earlier that almost worked, and she's like, wait, maybe it'll work again. So she's gonna grab that bearskin rug and try and tackle Lean
Like
body
subdue
check.
this thing?
She's like, I burned you! I'll burn you again! And she's gonna try and wrap it up so that it can't scramble across the floor.
Okay, it very feebly tries to swat you away, so give me your brawl roll.
Eight, which is an extreme success.
Wow.
8 under 80.
All right, I'm going to say that you are able to wrap this thing up and pin it to the ground.
Yeah,
You
she's
have
like
this animated corpse
Crocodile
pinned to the
Dundee with
ground.
like a crocodile, you know? She's like, as it's trying to death roll, she's got it wrapped up in this bear skin. And it's like arms and
shaking
legs.
violently, but you have it. Oh, this is so cool. Bridie.
We gotta find a way to draw the dust out of this thing, right? Like, it's in a human body. I would imagine it's not. This is me opening it to the gallery here. I would imagine it's not. The water's not gonna do anything while it's inside a human mech, flesh mech.
Flesh mech.
So how do we get it? The fuck. I mean, the tarot card thing had that thing about fire. I don't know if like burn the
I
body.
think burning it maybe is what gets it out of the body, or
That's my thought. The other thought is I try to like haul ass to the study and try to find like a book or whatever he used to try to quickly,
I mean,
scan and try to figure
got
it
that
out.
candelabra.
you can read.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so you want to you feel like Polly has this under control. We've lost Stan for the moment. You want to go looking for this private study?
Or I try to burn this guy's head right now.
I mean, I just
my
think,
instinct is to
speaking
go
from
to-
the gallery,
Yeah.
it could be right, but I think the fire created it.
Yeah,
Right?
fire
I
might
don't
make it
think
stronger.
Fire would hurt it. Now, also,
The fire burnt the actual
Mummy.
corpse.
right, and
then
so,
became
but
the
yeah,
dust
but
that
you
made it
might
dust.
not want to do that until we have the water ready. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna try to run to the private study.
All right, where do you think that is?
I'll be right back.
There is a door directly next to the master bedroom to the north, and then there's 2 doors further down to the south. I just this is why I like a map, because you've got to make a choice here in this moment. There's 3 doors. One directly next to the, right around the corner from the master bedroom, and then 2 more to the south.
Let's assume if this is the private study, he would want to keep this stuff as hidden away and tucked away as possible. So let's try the one that's closest to the bedroom.
All right, so you pop open the one closest to the bedroom by sliding out, and sure enough, there is a door ahead of you that is closed, but around the corner there is a little alcove that is open that looks like a small private study.
Wow, nice.
Good choice.
It is. It's
so
like a
she just-
cabinet that is sort of off of whatever this greater room is here up ahead. There is a large desk and a table and a cabinet.
Okay, with as much time as you'll grant me, I'm gonna try to do a spot hidden, anything Egyptian, anything that, again, knowing that she's kind of got a little bit of a background in this
Yeah,
stuff.
what languages do you speak?
Well, speaking of Egyptian, I speak Gaelic. And Latin. It's not a lot, but I got a couple points in Latin.
Okay.
That's cool.
All right. Let's start off. Yeah, let's start with the spot hidden.
Okay. 39 under what I believe was 55. Yeah.
All right. So
Regular.
on top of the desk, you see a pile of miscellaneous notations, all written in strange foreign-looking languages. One of them looks kind of Latin-y, but it's not Latin. But also there seems to be right next to those notes translations, and the translations are in English from something called Book of the Keys of the Work by someone named Zazamos.
Zazamos. There we go. That's it.
the one.
Book of the Keys of the Work by Zazamos.
I speed read it.
You start reading, and now we go to Stan. Stan, you started dumping this bucket of water on you. Polly tackles this reanimated corpse. What's his name? Barinder runs into the master bathroom to start refilling the bucket, but you are unclean. The ash is going to permeate your skin and enter you through every single pore on your body.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think he starts doing a. It's on me. It's in me. It's like he has to get it off because the dust is about to go into his mouth, right? So he walks past Polly with the rug pinned down on the ground and just looks wide-eyed and it's just it's on me, and he starts ripping his clothes off, his top layer of clothes as he comes storming out of the room, and he hears
Water.
Running water, and just turns wide-eyed and busts into the bathroom while he's filling up the bucket. Yeah, it's just like the strapping dude.
Occupado!
And he's pulling off his outer layer and just slamming it down onto the ground, and he just looks wide-eyed at the bucket and at Barindra before.
Barindra.
I think that probably is about his round. Taking a piece of clothing off and stuff.
All right, let's kick it to Barindra then real quick as he comes in, eyeing all of this water, shirtless.
He's looking at the bucket he's just about to grab the bucket again, basically.
If we can assume that the bucket has reached a substantial level of fullness.
Sure.
Oh my god, no, the madman is, poor Whitlock has come to rip it out of my hands again. I gotta get past him. I'm gonna try to push past Whitlock to make it back into the room to just empty the contents of this.
I need the bucket!
Into the flayed face.
You got a whole bathtub
Yeah,
right
you
there.
got a bathtub, baby. Go take a bath.
What's a bathtub?
All right, give me
Wash basin.
well, let's do an opposed dex roll just to make sure you can get by Stan, unless you want to try something else.
Okay, great. Sure, I like an opposed dex.
I like an opposed dex roll because he, who knows what he's going to do here, but he wants that bucket. So you want to just kind of
Give him that
You want
bud.
to do a Barry Sanders here, get around him.
That's right. Give me that bucket.
Okay.
Here we go.
I love Bouts of Madness where one of the characters is just hampering the investigation. You're just slowing it down. Come on, man, we need this water.
All I
no,
wanna
I
do
need
is
the
have
water.
fun.
All right, what kind of success or failure did you get, Joe?
I got a failure.
I rolled a 99.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, let's see what your dex is. You're okay. Where your dex is over 50, only 100 is a fumble. However, that is a failure. So I think you topple into him. I think talk to me.
I think it's a fumble on a 99 or 100.
Oh,
I think, I don't think it's I think Ross is right.
okay. Well, I think this is going to be.
Is it spread out to 96 and to 100
That's
if
if
you
you're-
have left under 50?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 96 to 100 if you're under 50. I thought it was just 100, but either way, I think that this moment is
Michael?
where you both failed and yours like in fumble territory. You just crash into him and both of you go tumbling to the floor.
Right, and the water spills on the ground and not on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not on you, so you're still unclean. Unclean!
I'm unclean.
Polly, with your extreme success, I'm going to say you still have this thing pinned down.
Yeah.
What do you want to try to do with it here? It's like kind of struggling against you, but it doesn't, whatever's animating it isn't strong enough to make it coordinated.
And everybody's left. I'm like alone here wrestling with this
Crazy.
mummy in a bear skin. She's kind of like, trying like a cop, sort of try and straddle it and hold it with her knees together and its neck and head down with her hands and look around to see if there's something that she could like tie around it to like try and like straitjacket it kind of.
Like tassels along
Maybe
the
rope
bedding
from
or
the
something.
bed. Yeah, does the bed have the Scrooge curtain?
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's anything, or like a tie, or like
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
Of course,
something.
we'll say there's like tassels everywhere hanging from like a canopy bed.
Great, yeah,
A
ropes.
pile of duct tape.
There's
Just
some
like
duct
right in the
tape.
corner of the room.
Yeah, maybe she
Bungee cord.
pulls down
For days.
a cord with a tassel on the end of it that's around his like canopy bed and tries like lassos the head and tries to tie it closed so that it would have a harder time escaping. And she could maybe pick it up or drag it or something.
Right, just you want to lock this thing down.
Wrangle.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a dexterity roll. How quickly
Dex.
can you
Okay.
turn this to a knot? It's one thing to get it down and wrap it around
Yeah.
while you're trying to hold it. Can you
But
actually
it's struggling, yeah.
get a good sailor's knot on it?
43 under 65. Regular
All right,
success.
you like a present, you wrap this thing up and it's tied and now it's struggling against the knot. We go to Bridie. Bridie, you are in the private study. You found these notes. You found the translation. Let's go to the map here so I can show you what you find.
Oh, juicy.
Give it a read.
Oh, the
Buddy.
handout.
Ooh.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get a good zoom going because this is. Does this have the thing where if you scroll down, you see the
No.
actual text of it? No.
But if you click on it, it should be zoomed.
You'd think so, but
Yeah, I've
doesn't
got
wanna
a
do that.
zoomed version here.
Hold on, I'll get there. Hold the phone.
Love a good handout.
Oh yeah.
Love a handy. Out.
Love a handy.
Didn't mean to say that.
God damn it!
Sorry.
Jesus.
Someone else read it.
Joe, you're gonna have to read it in an Irish accent.
You can also do one of these wah, to make it larger.
I mean, it doesn't even want to de-shrink at this point. I just see the word hando. It's so big. Oh wait. and this little window is not doing jack shit.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah. But do it as me.
Do it as you. Okay. Hence, it is evident that stupendous secrets lie hidden in nature and in the different creations of nature or of God. And it would be much more to our credit if we looked into these and investigated them instead of indulging in revelry and debauchery. The resuscitation and restoration of form is difficult and arduous, possible indeed, but not to be accomplished without exceptional skill and industry. The following is the method of its revival. Take the body of that which has died, and let it be whole in all its parts. Make it to ash over fire of sandalwood, and calcify it with white pitch, and myrrh, and gum arabic. One
Nkia. Nkia.
ukia?
Nkia.
One ukia for each rattle with flowers of sulfur, lapis solaris, and sol ammonias.
Ammoni or something? Yeah, ammonis. yeah.
Ammonia. Yeah, ammonia. And sal ammonia, one ukai. Let them be mixed and cooled. Then there will be produced an ash ground finely. And when the name of the creature is spoken, it will rise up to take that form which its spirit recalls. And it will be by name. Do as you command. Yet you must put it down again when the need is satisfied, for it frets and grows weary. And in this way, any beast or plant may be recalled from its death into a semblance of life.
And right next to where it says, and when the name of the creature, like in the margin in a different color, is written Nebusemek.
Nebusemek. This is really flesh, and it's called resuscitated, renewed, and restored flesh. It was from the beginning flesh, but mortified, destroyed, and reduced to coals, to ashes, to nothingness. And yet from that nothingness, it is made something and is reborn. Truly, in the light of nature, this is a great mystery, that a thing which had altogether lost its form and had been reduced to nothingness recovers that form and becomes something from nothing.
From nothing. And then we're back to Bridie.
From nothing.
From
Back to
nothing.
Friday.
From Zosimos concerning palingenesis was the heading on that. So what do you gather from that, Bridie?
That whatever the body that houses this thing when burned will release it. The problem is we don't have all that shit. The sandalwood and the gum and the whatever. Like, how essential are those components going to be? Here's what bothers me the most. I want to throw out this is that I've got this pre-generated character. I love her. She's amazing. It's the first time I've ever had a character in Cthulhu with magic points.
That's so
I have
sick.
16 magic points. But when you go down to spells, it's just like a deck of tarot cards. So it's like, no! Like, I get what they're doing. It's like, you could take this character and keep going and suddenly can't do shit with these magic points.
But you know something now that we didn't know before, which is that, and we knew that, what's his name? Stenmore tried to get it to do what he wanted by calling its name, right? And now we know its name. Maybe, and it says, it will, by name, do as you command. But you must put it down again when need is satisfied, for it frets and grows weary. Maybe you can tell it to fucking go to sleep.
Yes, and I just, of course, I'm not in this room, but rattling around in the pocket of Barindra Bosu is the tooth of this mummy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Cut to Stan
See what
Whitlock,
happens.
sprawled on the floor, inches away from a puddle. What do you do, Stan?
He just starts like
rolling in it?
Yeah, rolling in the puddle, like a stop, drop, and roll. Like he's on fire, and he's just like rolling in the puddle.
It's so crazy. You're just in the middle of this while she's tackling.
Get off me!
We go back into the master bedroom. Polly, you've tied this thing. It was like limply struggling, trying to get out inside of this bearskin rug that you've knotted with a tassel from the canopy bed. And all of a sudden, as you're holding it down, it like grows limp. And you look up and you see a cloud of dust coming out of the top of the bearskin and making its way back to the chimney where it goes up.
Oh, Jesus Christ! It's gone! It's gone! It went up the chimney!
Bridie runs in. I know exactly how to stop it.
It's gone!
Polly's covered in Stenmore's blood.
It went up the chimney. I had it. I was gonna burn it. It went limp. The cloud, the ash cloud, it came out again. And it flowed up the chimney. It's gone.
Well, job well done, I think. Just wipes hands.
What do we do? Where? It could be anywhere. be going back to Mr. Lange. It knows him. Maybe it's going back to Mr. Lange. We've got to make sure he's all right.
Let's get downstairs.
Yeah, and she's gonna go. She's gonna run down the stairs to Mr. Lange.
If I see y'all emerge, I guess Stan Whitlock is still thrashing around on the floor like a fish on a pier.
Yes.
I will maybe try to gingerly pick up the bucket to refill it, and that's maybe when I see y'all dashing out of the bedroom. It's like, Mr. Whitlock's in a bad way. Where are you going?
Leave him. The ash cloud. It went up the chimney. It left. The body it's down again. I'm afraid for Mr. Lange. I'm checking on Mr. Lange.
All right.
Get that bucket. If it comes back and it's only dust, we can get rid of it.
Polly, you go running across to head for the stairs. Barindra, you get up and you're trying to assess the situation as you refill the bucket. Stan, you start to shake out of this and come to. Bridie, give me a luck roll.
Oh, yeah. Got a pressed shamrock in a tiny little notebook. 37 under 75.
You come
75 luck?
That's right. She's Irish.
Look at the Irish.
Look at the Irish.
Look at the Irish.
Look at the Irish.
You come out of the study, you hear them talking about what to do next. You turn to the right and notice that the door to the north here is cracked. And just beyond it, you see what looks like a sarcophagus in the next room.
Yes. Great.
And you hear Polly, this is all happening while you look out there. Polly is talking to Barindra, and Stan is like getting up off of the floor and touching his bare chest that is like lightly damp from rolling on the floor.
Yeah, Bridie kind of peers past and you sort of rack focus from them talking to the
What happened?
to the door. She starts walking towards it and opens it up. Wants to get in there.
You open the door and you see a library of sorts, but dominating the center of the room is a large wooden, presumably Egyptian sarcophagus covered in painted hieroglyphs, and the lid of the coffin is set to one side. There are books all over the place, books on history, the Middle East, alchemy, all sorts of antiquities, journals everywhere. The shelves are very dusty. However, you look in the coffin, or sarcophagus, I should say, and lying in there is the ashen gray man. He's just like lying with his hands across his chest, and his eyes are just open. Those sockets are open and just glaring at you.
Everyone? You should take a look at this.
I'll come in. Are we out of initiative?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, he'll come walking in. He has his shirt off. He says, I don't know what happened. I saw it and then everything went black.
Maybe Polly.
Where is he?
Maybe Polly
Where is he?
ran down to the stairs and saw that Mr. Lange was where she left him, and there's no cloud of ash coming to ensorcel it. And she'll head back up to where her friends are talking.
Yeah. I'll walk into the study right up behind. Oh my God, I forgot your name already. Molly. What is it?
Polly
Brody.
and Bridie.
Bridie, yeah. Right up behind Bridie. Just. Whoa. What is it? Where is he? And
Does he look
looks
familiar?
over the corner and sees like the gray man in the sarcophagus, and just like snaps like back for a moment.
That's him.
Startled back. Why is it just laying there? What's it doing? Then he looks at Bridie. Well, how do we kill it?
I only read how to create the
no.
dust. I didn't read how to stop it.
Remember, water. We need water.
And I
he
think
comes
I'm there
back
with the
out the
bucket
door.
as I come in.
Yeah. There he is. Jump the water in the sarcophagus. There.
And I think
Then maybe
I
we
will,
put the lid on right away.
All right. Okay.
approach.
Stan, you get the bottom. I'll get the top. You throw in the water, and we'll shove it closed.
Oh, wait. 1 second. He's just going to grab the bucket. Do we just
For a
close
second, he doesn't give it up. He's like, "Can I trust you with this?"
it? Yeah. What if we just close it? Just close it and walk away. Take Mr. Lange and get out of here.
And leave this thing here. What if somebody finds it?
Somebody already did find it. We're not going to destroy the whole thing. We're not going to get rid of this coffin, are we? It's going to be here either way. I don't know if the water's going to anger it. And then it comes after us.
I don't want to anger it.
To burn it is to free it. Perhaps if you lock it in. That's as best as we can hope that it would return to its slumber.
It was this man did it. It's not the man in that coffin. It's the man mutilated in that room. He's the one that did it. He's already dead. He can't do it again. Right? Look at Bridie. Right?
I mean, according to the stuff I read, we could always take that and destroy it. No one will ever be able to do it again if we can imprison him. Troy, is there a way to do, this is such a cop-out, but, the, idea roll or the no roll, just something that we have, an actual sense of.
Yeah.
Or even if it's the occult thing, I mean, just something to get one last little light bulb.
Absolutely, yeah. Try a
It seems
no
like
roll.
it may be personal confusion based upon the information that we've got. It may be personal confusion based upon the information that we've got. But if we seal this thing and burned it, does the information that we've got from the Book of Zazimos imply that we destroy it or that we free it?
Mm-hmm. All right, so give me a no roll, Brady. We'll start with you.
That's intelligence?
It's
Is
an
that idea?
education roll.
Oh, no, education.
Education.
Oh, all right.
That's no.
It's a 52. I'm going to spend 2 points of luck and make it a success.
Nice.
Okay. You think about your tarot card reading, a hobby that most people probably find peculiar, except those who really believe in it or want to believe in sort of good fortune. And you think about the time you've spent analyzing these cards and what they really mean. And you gather from this material here that you've discovered and analyzed all over the course of 5 minutes that there is great power in knowing this creature's name. There's great power in knowing its name to both bring it to life and possibly to command it to go away. But your friend Stan is right. You got Lange. This thing is inert right now. You could just get him and get the fuck out of here. You risk everyone's life if an attempt to control it or stop it fails. So you feel like you have the power to do it. But it's a decision you have to make whether or not you want to exercise that power or get back to life.
And in an attempt to control it, would that also count for if we were attempting to say, be free? Be gone? We don't know.
Vanish, go to sleep. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, you know that he, a scholarly gentleman, as the guy downstairs said, he tried to control it and it came after him and tore him limb from limb. So even he, a practiced scholar, couldn't figure it out. There's a very good chance you'll attempt to do it and it will annihilate you.
I think that if nobody ever knows his name, he can never be woken up again. I think we don't burn him. I think we burn that piece of paper that says his name, and we forget it, and nobody ever says it, or even thinks it. Ever again.
Right. And we kill the footman. Wait, who said that?
Stan?
Wait, what?
Okay, let's at least put the lid on.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'll seal this thing away.
Yeah.
And I'll strength check that thing.
And so,
Compressed air reseals.
all right. So we just see the view from the lid as the four of you close it, and
Vacuum packed.
And take that piece of paper, and Polly's going to take a match from her pocket and hold it out for Bridie.
Yep, Bridie. Holds it over. Ashes to ashes. Dust to dust.
Yeah. Nice accent.
and you head back downstairs. The door to the house is open.
God.
Humbert Lange is laying there, and outside you see the footman standing there with several police constables. And he says, "Them!
Yeah.
This mother.
They did it! They
Told
did
you.
it! They
Kill
did it
the
to this man!" And just starts murdering, and they all just train firearms on you. And we black out.
Oh.
What do you think happens to our investigators who, when given the chance to stop an ancient evil, decided, perhaps wisely, to walk away, but instead were thwarted by this insane footman who maybe held a grudge for getting slapped a little too hard?
Oh, shit.
I mean, you guys have no chance, right? Your argument, does it hold up in court? Do you get out? Do you serve time? Are you in prison for life? Do you start to put up a fight and the police kill one of you? Walk me through it. Any one of you can go.
Yeah, I'll pitch. I think that there's an angle here. I think there's an angle here where we're okay. Maybe it's a die roll.
Yeah.
But, all right, here's what I would do in the moment. I would not fight
I would.
in the moment. I would not charge the armed police officers, and I would try to rely on the reputation of Lange to work in our favor.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be a die roll, but I think that there will be character witnesses that could testify to all this stuff. The servants could all testify that he sent them home, and that would be strange in and of itself. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a possibility that we could, after incarceration, be released. It's also possible we could never be released. So
I think a role makes sense, but I also agree that Polly would not physically fight, even though she loves to fight physically. I think in this moment, but she would stand up for us and say, like, you know, we were just chasing our employer who was obviously unwell. We have a lot of witnesses back at Lange Dust Yard that said, like, something crazy happened and he ran off. And we have a witness in the policeman who we said we're looking for our employer. We, lied and said he drank too much, but he was unwell. We didn't want to ruin his reputation. We saw him run in here. So we entered to find him, and we have no idea what happened upstairs.
There's a good case.
And then the footman asked us to help. Said that his master was upstairs hurt,
Yeah.
and he asked us to help. And when we went up, he was already dead and just mangled, and it was probably the footman that did.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though.
Who
I'm not
had the
trying to
motive? We didn't even know the guy.
I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here, but here's the thing. Like, I feel like historically and societally, like, we could have the best.
It doesn't
argument in the
matter, yeah,
world.
if they feel
We're
like blaming us.
We're still.
It doesn't matter.
The underclass.
It's wrapped up. I am of the same
there's
mind.
No,
I think
they're
we're
not gonna.
as soon as
Ross.
the guns of the constables are trained on us, Berinda is like, we're doomed. It's over.
Yeah.
Like, if I fight back, I'll be shot. If I stay, I'll be hung. Like,
But Polly knows. She sings her
Britannia. Here we
songs.
go.
She sings the songs every weekend. She like knows the power of a good story. So, like, what's a better story, I think, is like a footman goes insane, kills his master, and then tries to pin it on some service workers. I think that's maybe a better story. And
It's a compelling tale. It's one for the broadsheets to titillate the citizens of London. I wonder, would this be like a luck roll to see how well we do in court?
Yeah, how about a group luck roll, which would be old Stan Whitlock once more.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
You
Joe,
guys,
come
I
on.
mean,
Here we
the
go,
evidence
baby.
is stacked
Yeah.
up against you, but you have witnesses. But the fact
I
that you
agree.
are the below working, you're working class. It's going to be tricky. You
Well, I
already
agree
warned.
with both of you guys. I do think that with both Ross and Rob that like it's probably hopeless, but I do think that Lange would have some pull with police officers, and so there's a chance that could work in our favor. So I believe a luck roll is sufficient. Here we go. God, wish I didn't have to roll this.
I wonder if the degree, before you roll it, I wonder if the degree of the success, does that do anything? Should we have some real fun with
sure,
this?
of course.
Okay, here we go. Let's tell the end of our story.
with a die roll.
The dice as our guide.
Yes.
Joseph, what did you roll?
95.
You fucking...
We're dead! Yeah, we're swinging for this one.
Oh my god.
We tried to do the right thing.
I do wonder if with women, is there like a more, like, what I'm thinking is for Bridie, almost a fate worse than death is they put her in a convent. Like, they do that thing where they're like, crazy ladies, go away, and then they put her there.
Oh man. Well, it doesn't. It seems like it doesn't go well at the trial, and perhaps some of you end up in the gallows. And I'd like to think like we cut back to that moment as you're just being all these guns trained on you by the police constables, and we go back up through the house, the empty house, all the way to where that sarcophagus is, and those hieroglyphs around the coffin begin glowing as if they are there to lend power back to the injured Ashen Revenant. It is his place of rest where he can regain his magic and regain his power, just pulsating as you're led away into the night. And then months down the line, on a dark, rainy day when some of you are led up the stairs to the gallows, perhaps Berindra still has that tooth in his pocket as the noose is put around his neck.
And maybe just even there, like bearded from his time in jail, hasn't seen his wife. He has a wife. She's on his sheet.
He's crazy.
You could see maybe just mouthing there into the tooth. It's like the desperation in his eyes from his time in solitude, the injustice of it all, the damned injustice of it all. Just whispering in his final moments as he's led up to the gibbet. Rise from your tomb. Rise from your tomb. Ancient and sepulchral, lay waste to our enemies. They have made us hang for crimes undone. Wreak your vengeance on those that have done this as the hood goes over his head. Wreak your vengeance on all of the who pulled you out of your tomb and made your restless slumber waking.
The crowd.
Even on this rainy day, strange little dust clouds start to circle the area. Are they imbued with some sort of supernatural energy? It's unclear, but far in the distance, we hear the call, "Dust ho!" as another dustman does his job. And that's the end of our little story.
Hell yeah.
Wow, what a scenario.
That was
Oh man, that was cool. That was
awesome.
I love this game.
I can't believe
so good.
that I like found the picture of the mummy unwrapping party and was like, the Victorians are so weird. They look mummies.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
We set it up perfectly. Perfectly.
Just amazing. Thank you, Troy
Amazing.
Lavallee.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Troy.
guys.
Thank you, Troy.
That
Great
was
work.
awesome.
Nice
Troy, great
keeping.
stuff,
That's
as always.
we say that's some nice keeping.
That was some good
Yeah.
keeping.
Keeping
That was some good keeping.
Keeping.
Some primo keeping. And,
Chaosium makes it easy. Check them out, chaosium.com. You guys know the game. Get into Gaslight. You might be like, I don't want Victoria. Look how much fun you can have just throwing yourself into a different setting. It's really, really interesting the way conflict unfolds. And at the end of the day, what got you, you weren't trying to be heroes anymore, which you shouldn't be. But what got you is you're the lowest class. You know, that's really what got you in the end. And, you know, there's a world where if you had been a little bit more kind to him, you know, maybe he doesn't go crazy and tell the cops. You just walk away into the night and then this revenant comes back anyways because it hasn't been destroyed. But had you tried to...
Ollie hit him right in the face.
If you try to say its name, it's an imposed power roll and it gets a bonus die. And all you need is a success and you end it. But when you fail, it just tries to annihilate you and probably succeeds.
cool.
Yeah, I mean that first combat you had with it last episode, you guys did enough to. You only do minimal damage to it, like 1 or 2 points each time you hit it, even if you do 8 points. But if you hadn't done so much damage, it does another attack that is like an AoE attack, but it didn't get to do that, so instead it moved on to possess Humbert. So just a lot of different ways it could go.
Yeah.
A lot of fun
Awesome
though.
stuff.
Thank you guys for playing. Thank you for watching.
Awesome.
We'll be back real soon. Go get some Gaslight.
Yeah.